guys, and welcome back to another movie review. I have just got home. It is what time? It is 10 to 12 at night. I have just finished watching West Side Story. This is Steven Spielberg's take and directional go at making a movie on West Side Story, and I gotta say, it was amazing. Now, I am somebody that's never seen West Side Story. I know one or two of the songs just because it's like popular culture, etc. But I didn't know the story. I didn't know what it was going to make me feel. I've never seen it on stage. But I had all the emotions that you would expect from seeing it on stage in the movie theatre. I actually watched this on super screen in Cineworld, and it had Dolby Atmos and all that jazz, and it was amazing. That whole experience really did make the movie for me, I think, as well. I would highly recommend people do check out super screen. It was my first time. I've done Screen X, but if you haven't done super screen, highly recommend. The movie, though, is, I'm not going to go into the plot details, I don't want to spoil it for everyone else, but I genuinely got the feeling that I was watching on the West End. That, for me, was a great movie that was based on a stage thing beforehand. You know, things like In the Heights, I didn't get that feeling. I loved In the Heights, I did a review on In the Heights, but In the Heights I very much felt was, you know, like a movie version of the stage, you know what I mean? Whereas this was just like, it felt like we were just doing the stage version on a movie, you know? There was kind of bits in the plot that you had to like kind of fill the gaps in yourself, and that was fine. You know, you've got to be a bit intellectual to kind of get those little bits, but also a lot of it I think is kind of common sense, and I think you just kind of understand it. You know, you kind of fill the gaps in yourself. You just do. They made an absolutely incredible set, and I think the look of the movie was perfect. It was set in like the mid 50s or early 50s in New York, and it was amazing. The set was just amazing. You could tell that like the close-up shots and the close-up buildings were all like real, and then some of the tall high-rise buildings were green screened in the background. But I thought it looked really good. You know, they've used a similar type of effects and stuff for things like the Fantastic Beasts movies, etc. And I really enjoyed that. It looked really good. The look of the movie, especially like the opening scene, was great. They had like some good like drone shots, which was kind of like one shot and looked really cool. And then it kind of went to like this like oldie worldy, like as if it was filmed on film. It looked really good. They like down sampled a lot of the saturation and made it look like a 50s movie, etc. And, you know, there was a lot of like smoke and mist in the dark scenes, and it just looked really good. I can't wait to get this. This is definitely going to be a day one pickup for me. Like, I loved it. It was fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if Steven Spielberg has ever done a musical movie before. I need to read up on, like, you know, if he has, or even if, like, you know, who he hired for this movie, because, you know, he did a great job if this was his first musical, in my opinion. You know, it's mad to think that this is a movie that's never really been on screen, especially in the modern day. And when you compare it to things, like I said, In the Heights and Les Mis and all those other ones, this was just leaps and bounds better than things like Les Mis. I felt like I just come off the West End rather than coming off watching a movie. It was really good, and I would highly recommend anyone goes to take family, you know, especially like older family members. They would love this over Christmas. Definitely go and check it out. So my rating for this movie is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give it just below 9. There was a few little bits in the film, like I said, you had to kind of work out some of the bits for yourself, but, you know, it was exceptional. I really enjoyed it. It was up there with one of the films of the year for me easily, and you know, I kind of can't go as high as like 9, and I think 9.5 is what I gave King Richard. Like, those were like amazing films, but you know, it's easily the best musical I've seen this year. It's a brilliant film, and I can't wait. It's going to be a definite day one pickup for me when it comes out, hopefully in the next few months. And as I say, I would just recommend that you just go and see it. Take a family member, and like I just can't wait to share this with people, because I'm going to go again at some point, and I'm thinking of taking like my nan and maybe like my mum and some family members, and you know, it's going to be, I had the feeling that I was in the West End, and for me that's what makes this film really good. It just gives you that feeling of like, you know, it was like a live performance. It was brilliant. So there it is, guys. There is my review of West Side Story. I highly recommend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and let me know down below if you've seen it and what you thought of it. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.